Yep. I love the music. Oh, good morning. Welcome to Distracted Thoughts. I'm Aaron here with my friend Dathan. Dathan, what's going on, man? How's things?
Things are things. We are T-minus 2 days till the wedding.
I was gonna say. I know
If anybody hasn't been listening and doesn't know, my daughter gets married in 2 days.
Yeah.
So it has been, family started showing up yesterday. They'll continue showing up today. My wife's actually headed to get some from the airport right now.
Yeah.
And then we got more coming this afternoon. And then I just found out that all the family and all the bridesmaids will be at my house this afternoon. Did not know that until literally this morning drinking coffee. So
really?
Yes.
Well, and on that note too, we actually have a couple of small guests.
We do.
In the room.
They're sitting back here.
They're sitting over there. So if something happens in the process,
If I jump up and yell fire, you'll know why.
Right. Yes, the infamous Cole and Declan are actually in the room.
They are. Hey, boys.
Hey.
They got headphones on. They can't even hear me.
They're plugged in.
They cannot hear me at all.
Don't worry. Something will happen.
Something will happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, it's good. This is kind of the spirit of things, right? Is, hey, things happen. Life is real. We want to make sure that, as you guys know, things are actually going on. So if something happens and I have to just talk while Dathan's taking care of emergencies, it's all good. Life is what it is.
Life is what it is.
I was gonna say, I was talking to you a little bit earlier. My wife, literally, we had a little bit of a bet earlier this week whether we were actually going to record this week, and she said, I don't know how he's going to do that. They've got so much going on because I know, today you've got all the family coming in. I know tomorrow at like 8:00 in the morning, they're all going down to the venue and they're going to be there.
I will be picking chairs up at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
And put them on a trailer. And then we set up all day tomorrow.
Are you and Chris doing that?
Me and Garrett are doing
You
that.
and Garrett are doing, because I know Chris just borrowed my trailer to haul other stuff.
Yeah, that's the food and everything else. So we did a Costco run this week and filled the back of my truck up. The entire back of my truck. I had to put straps to hold things down, plus the entire, it's a crew cab, plus the entire cab anywhere somebody wasn't sitting. And we couldn't have fit one more box in there. I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
And so all that is getting picked up tomorrow or at some point in time. Right. Tomorrow, Saturday, I don't know. I'm not planning all of that.
I know.
I went and bought all the food and got it there. There's other people who are preparing it and stuff like that. So.
Well, that's why I said that was my bet. My wife said, "Oh, there's no way." Yeah, I mean, we have a few ahead. Obviously, this will come out a few weeks after the wedding. But my wife was like, "Well, he's got so much going on," and I said, I know Dathan. I know my friend. He is going to need an escape. He is going to need
I need this hour, Aaron.
He's going to need a sanity check in the middle of all this chaos. I mean, it's organized chaos.
It is.
Because it sounds like, and this is where I got to commend our friend Sarah Gray.
Yeah.
She is great about planning things out.
She is.
I know she's helping walk Alexis through some of this, just helping keep her. It's going to work out. I know Megan's going to be there to support, as I say, for us guys, it's just tell me what to do.
That's it. Where to be, when to show up, and what to do.
Right.
And that's kind of how it's been. I've let my daughter and her fiance plan anything and everything.
Right.
If you want my opinion or need my help, ask me, and I will be happy to do it. But I'm not going to give you unsolicited advice.
Right.
And the main reason I'm not is because if you've ever dealt with a bride, you give the wrong unsolicited advice, and your head's in the chopping block. So,
That's very true.
I just decided, you know what? And I told her from the get-go, listen, I will help you any way you want me to. Just ask.
Right.
And I'll help.
Right.
And she has. We've done a lot of stuff. I've helped with a lot of the signs and things like that because she wanted help with it, and we did it together.
Right.
So it was nice.
Right. I know they, at some point, Joe and Chris, and like she wanted like birch rounds, but birch is, you'd have to go out. So they actually said, we have cottonwoods and aspens that I had already cut down, and they say, hey, can we come out and like steal some of yours since it's already cut? I'm like, it's on the ground.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sure. Because is somebody sitting at the table really going to be able to tell one white wood from another?
No, they're not going to be able to.
They're not going to be able to.
Most people won't even remember that there's wood on the table.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all those little details, which is, it's funny, thinking about all the stuff you guys are going through, thinking about you're having to deal with so many different vendors, so many different people, so many different personalities, right? And that's an opportunity for some people to power trip.
It is.
Right?
It is.
So that actually, like, I've had some situations that have frustrated me recently. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today is power trip and respect. That idea of somebody just going way beyond and then being, how to be respectful,
So authority, I think the best way I think about it when you say it is as an authority figure, you can either give respect and build someone up,
right,
or you can tear them down and be disrespectful.
Right.
Whether that's to them, to other people, to clients, to whatever. Me being having employees under me, and being someone who has worked under other employers my whole life back and forth, I have had my share of both. I've had authority figures, bosses, who literally would say things like, why are you standing around breathing my air? If you're on my clock, you're breathing my air. And
holy, really?
Yeah. And literally, and would say it when, like, for the past 3 hours, you've been in the Georgia heat,
right,
working your butt off, and you're drenched in sweat, and you're literally just standing in front of the fan for 4 or 5 minutes to cool down.
Right.
And they walk out and say something like that.
Right. I mean,
so like,
yeah,
it's just enough to, like, and that's just tearing an employee down.
Right.
I mean, there could have been a million other ways to say something like that. He could have, like, at that point in time, he could have walked out and been like, hey, man, it's hot out here today. You need a water or anything?
Right.
No, I'm good, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm just taking a minute. Cool. And I would have got right back to work anyway.
Right.
It wasn't like I was taking a 30-minute break sitting on my butt,
Right.
So, and that was one of his common things. His two most common things he would say would be, why are you standing around breathing my air? And if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. And that's what he would. Now, I worked for him for 4 years. For the first 3 years, it was never like that.
Huh.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was his personal financing, his personal life. I don't know what slipped him, but that's that. So I swore to myself I would never be that boss.
Right.
When I became my own boss and I had employees under me, I would never be that boss.
Right.
And you can ask anybody who's ever worked for me. I'm a fair person.
Right.
And I will build employees up because I would love for someone to work for me, and I teach them all I can teach them, and they learn and they strive and they get better, and then one day they venture out and do what I'm doing and be their own boss.
Right.
That's my goal. You know what I mean? Yeah, it sounds weird because you're like, oh, you build a manager up, you want to keep them forever. No, I want that person to be successful. But you have bosses that don't do that.
Well, I always had, what I do now is the first time I've ever worked for myself. So I have the entrepreneurial side of things relatively new. But I still have some of those same philosophies. When I had employees, when people worked for me, it was all about empowerment of, hey, I want to know what your skills are so we can work with what you have. I can teach knowledge. I can teach information. I can teach you how the systems work, how whatever we're doing works. Relatively good at that. I can't teach motivation, right?
Yep.
I can't teach the desire. One of the fastest ways to demotivate somebody to drain their desire is to belittle them.
Yep.
And I'm all for private correction. Private correction, public praise. You praise somebody in front of other people, you correct them privately. You correct them on the side, one-on-one. It preserves, especially for men, it preserves that respect of like, hey, you took the time to pull me aside and talk to me over here in public. Hey, man, I really like the way you did this. It makes somebody feel good and want to do more for you because, hey, I'm being recognized. Oh, and by the way, the things that I have done wrong are kept private, so I have a chance to correct them. I had a situation just recently where just exactly the opposite. I mean, like huge public criticism. And now in this situation, I'm the customer and I'm watching this happen in front of me. And everything in me, every bit of my personality was wanted to jump in. Now, I have other than being the customer, I'm not going to do, because I'm already into it. We're already doing things. But it pissed me off. Yeah. It went everything into me to be like, this is not okay. This is not acceptable. So, well, we got somebody? Maybe?
I don't know.
Well, I know. We're watching.
Dad?
Yeah.
Daddy?
You want to say hey? Look, say hey.
Hi.
Yeah. What do you got?
What's your name, buddy?
I'm just saying that right here hurts on my knee.
Okay. All right, go sit down. That was Declan.
Yeah. That was the infamous Declan.
He took a good spill yesterday and skinned his legs up, knees up. Just being a boy.
Yeah.
You know, that's all there was to it. Just being a boy.
I was talking to Matt Jolly about his boys and that kind of stuff. And he's got his boys riding motorcycle at like 4 and 5 years old because basically they wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And he was hoping they would wreck so that they wouldn't.
Well, that's me. This boy, we get him a bike.
Yeah.
And he's had one of those glider bikes forever. Yeah. And then we get him a bike and it's got training wheels on it. And like day 2, he's like, take my training wheels off. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I don't think you're ready yet. You can't even like stand flat-footed on this bike yet. Like, you're not ready yet. And he's like, take my training wheels off. And he wouldn't leave me alone. So I just, out of spite, was like, fine, I'll just take them off. I'll watch you crash. The boy is riding a bike better than most of the kids in the neighborhood now. Yeah. I mean, he's standing up on it now. And I'm like, all right, well, you proved me wrong. You did it. And you figured it out. And,
but those are, those kind of, okay. I'm okay to be a little bit wrong with that.
Yeah.
But also the warning of like,
yeah. Yeah, but back to what you were saying, that can definitely be frustrating. Yeah. Being somebody who wants to build people up just in general.
Yeah.
Whether you're working for me, I work for you, whether we're just buddies, where I meet you as a stranger on the street.
Right.
I don't understand the reasoning that people have for putting out so much negativity about someone or towards someone. Like, I understand that people try to fill their insecurities with it.
Yeah.
But what good can actually come out of it? Like if you ask them, they'll tell you that's when they don't do that. If you ask a person that does that all the time, they'll deny it, and it's either because they don't see it,
right,
or they're just a bald-faced liar. But most of them don't even know they're doing it because they've done it for so long that it's just natural.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if it helps them sleep better at night. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I think you hit on a little bit of it again from the psychological perspective. I think a lot of it's insecurity. Do I want this person to eventually be better than me? And whether that's something that's back here, like, hey, if I build this person up too much, will they eventually exceed me in their abilities and their skills? You and I think, in a way, man, I hope so. Because, I don't know about you, but me, I think of it as legacy. Like, hey, if this person exceeds me, if he does better than me or she or whomever, if they do better than I do, I think they'll remember where they got those initial starting points. And in a way, like I said, it's a little bit of legacy. Like then some of my skills tagged onto them, and they will do the same things for the next person, and it just snowballs over time, right? It just builds even more. Where other people, I think they're afraid of that. They're afraid that, oh, if I build this person up too much, especially as a small business owner, if I keep this person down a little bit, then they'll never venture out. They'll never go, and I have that permanent employee. Not thinking that we always have eventually you're going to break that person. Eventually you're either going to break them where they only do 3/4 of what they're actually capable of, or they're just going to say, screw it, I'm done. I'm out of here.
That's exactly what happened to me when I was working with the other guy. I mean, I'd been working for him for 3 years, and then I spent a year of just taking the negativity, and it got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I'm done. Right. I'm finding another job, and I did. Yeah. I actually found another job in a whole different town and moved. Right. And then it was funny because 5 years later, we were back in that town for some reason. It was a holiday or something. We were back there. I run into his wife, and his wife approached me, which she worked for the business too, but his wife approached me and was like, hey, how long are you in town? And it's when we were RVing, and we were staying there for a month. Right. And she said, will you come back to work for us for a month? And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, since you left, we haven't had a manager or someone, and they're just, we could really use you this month. And I was like, I'm here visiting family. It's the holidays and everything. No, I don't think so. Well, then I get a phone call like 2 days later, and it was the owner, him. He called me and was like, hey, you sure you can't just give us like 3 weeks, man? Can you come back? I really used to enjoy working with you, blah, 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 blah. So it was only positivity and uplifting when they needed something. Yeah. And I straight up, and I was like, no. Yeah. I had no reason to do that. And why would I ever put myself back in that situation after that situation was the reason I left?
Well, that's years of manipulation. Yeah.
You're done doing this. Are we going?
Yes. Well, we'll go get y'all a treat.
A treat.
Ice cream, because I'm going to lead him and Cole.
You like ice cream?
Under the sun.
Oh, okay. Hey.
I might the ice cream store because I'm a kid.
This is real life, folks. This is real life. Oh, here comes the other one. Come here. So this is Cole.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you can't tell, Cole's my quiet one. Yeah. Declan's my 2020 kid. So let's just put it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
I met a family the other day. Totally distracted thought off subject.
Yeah.
I met a family the other day that we were at. Where were we at? I think we were at the park. We were somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was a kid.
I hope you were somewhere. And
we were somewhere. We were somewhere. And there was a kid, and this boy was like climbing up things and leaping off the top of them.
Right.
And his dad goes, I just, there's zero fear in this kid. There's zero control in this kid. And I was like, he born in 2020? He was like, yeah, how did you know? I was like, dude, it's something about the 2020 babies.
Yeah.
I was like, I got one. And I was like, everybody I've met with one, it is definitely the wildest child they've ever had.
Right.
And it's something got to do that they're going to end up being a great generation of that year.
That's funny. That's actually funny because you look at even Matt and his kids. His youngest is end of 2020, but he's a nut.
I can name like 3 or 4 of them that we all know that all have 2020 babies. Me and Alexis have done this before, and they all have the whatever one was born in 2020 is like the wild child and just untamed. And so there's something to it. I know it sounds weird, but I know 5 families.
I could see that. I'm thinking about a couple other friends that have kids, and I mean, like one of them has 5 kids, and number 4.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And that one's a little bit.
Yep. I'm telling you, all of them, all the 2020 babies. I don't know what it is, but there's everyone I've met.
Interesting.
Has been, and it doesn't matter the time of the year, but if in that year of 2020, they're different kids. I don't know if it was because they were born into a situation where it was more locked down. I don't know.
I mean, they're this big. I mean,
I know. So how does that affect them? You know,
right.
I have no idea. I don't know what weird astronomical shift happened during that year, but something happened.
Well, they're born in 2020. Their personality, all those things are starting to be formed by 2022, 2023. Which is when things were starting to be opened up,
which was the new normal, I guess.
Right,
you would call it.
Right, and so they have no concept of some of the things that were before, or whatever,
a prior pandemic world,
right,
or whatever,
right.
You want to call it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder, I'm just thinking. Okay, so thinking back historically. You know, we had the Spanish flu in the 17, 18, and 19, or 18, 19, and 20.
Something like that.
Something like that. And you look at that generation, that's the World War II generation.
That is the World War II generation.
And I'm wondering that
is the World War II generation.
If there's something to do with that, too, that they had some similar personality shifts.
So what you're saying is like 2040. This could be an interesting thing.
It could be an interesting.
All these kids will be 20, 21 years old.
Yeah, right. They will be the
prime of the military.
Yeah. Yeah, they will be the hard chargers. They will be depending on how things go, but they will be different.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, just thinking about the correlation, like military-wise, World War II, they were the ones that were doing things that had never been done before.
Exactly. And something I've noticed with Declan is that he is so outside of any box anybody could try to put him in.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
I encourage it, actually.
Right.
Like, if you tell him not to do a specific thing, he won't do that specific thing.
Right.
But, like, if you tell him, here's a simple one. You tell him, don't run, he's going to skip. Or he's going to fast walk. You didn't say don't move fast. You just said not to run.
Right, right.
Little things like you can have some of that candy.
Right.
Some of that candy is as much as he can tote. You didn't say one piece. You said some of it. And he knows that.
So specifics are absolutely required.
Absolutely. He'll follow specifics.
Right.
But he will push it to the absolute edge. Hey, stand on the sidewalk. He will get on the edge of it and lean as far forward as he can with his toes tipping off the edge of the sidewalk. But he's still on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Like, we say things in a broad sense.
Yeah.
And he has definitely taught us that we're very broad on some stuff.
Right.
And he got up the other morning and was like, and he got up kind of early and he was like, I'm super hungry. And I was like, well, go fix you some breakfast. He fixes his own cereal from time to time. So I was like, I figure he's going to do that. He either gets toast or cereal.
Yeah, yeah.
I come in there and he's got like marshmallows and chocolate chips and all piled onto a plate. And he's sitting there eating it. I told him to fix his breakfast. I didn't tell him what to fix. He wanted that for breakfast. And so I was like, well, that is my fault.
Well, that goes.
And you can't get mad at it because I didn't tell him not to do that.
Right. Well, that goes back to I don't know if you've ever seen it. There's a Bill Cosby skit. I know he's politically incorrect nowadays, but he's still funny as shit. He did a skit about chocolate cake for breakfast. He does a whole skit. Mom's gone, kids want breakfast. So they go eat cake, and he's like, he mentally goes through the ingredients for
got
cake.
Eggs and milk and flour.
Right. And he's like, oh, that's perfect. And he does a whole thing about it. And then his wife comes home and freaks out.
Well, if you think about that, I've never seen a skit, but you've got eggs, flour, sugar, and milk in a cake.
Yeah.
Make pancakes.
I know.
You got eggs, flour, and then you got your maple syrup you pour over the top of it, which is full of sugar.
Right. It's
just in a different form.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
he ain't wrong.
No.
Pancakes covered in maple syrup and butter are fully acceptable.
Oh, I know. So yeah, so that's that kind of thinking. So on that, thinking about Declan in the future, thinking about Cole in the future, thinking about that generation, it's going to take a different kind of person to talk them through employment, talk them through working, talking them through. You think 20 years from now, what they're going to be like in the work that they're going to be doing, and what's it going to be like?
I honestly think it'll be a creative boom.
Yeah, you think so?
I do, because they're super intuitive and creative.
Yeah.
Is what I see in most of these kids. They
Right.
figure things out that they shouldn't be able to figure out at their age.
Right.
So I'm hoping that he sticks with that. But
Right.
if he needs to get to something, he'll figure out how to stack a couple things on top of it where he can get it because they don't have a ladder.
Yeah.
He figures things out. He can watch somebody do something and he knows how to do it instantly.
Right.
And so it's, there's people who I say there will probably always be employees.
Right.
That's okay. The world needs that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not downing that.
Right.
There are people who will be employees, but who will always be unsatisfied until they're their own boss.
Right.
They will be employers.
Right.
The world needs those.
Right.
Most of the employers, most of them, I would say, are creative people.
Yeah.
They have a area somewhere in the creative world, whether whether that's starting new, keeping things running, whatever it is, or somewhere in the creative world.
Right.
I see his style of people to be that creative.
Okay.
So I see a more boom in creativity and maybe even a leap in things that get invented that are outside the realm of something that somebody doesn't even know we need.
Right.
Think about things that have been invented that we didn't even know we needed, but now that we have them, we can't fathom being without them.
Right. Right.
So I'm hoping that's I'll try to look at it positively. I hope that's where it goes.
Well, and keeping that, and as a father to somebody like that, helping keep them away from the bosses that we were just talking about that break them down, push them, that kind of break that spirit, because they have that. They're, he's going to work for somebody at some point. Everybody works for somebody at some point, whether it's, and we even still do, even you and I, owning our own businesses, I still work for my customers.
So do I.
I still work for somebody. Otherwise, I don't work in a vacuum. But actually having that build you up mentality, or making sure that he gets into the environment, or even helping him understand, hey, okay, you got to take some of that. You have to be able to take correction, right? You have to be able to take, okay, understand that this is, but also, hey, correction does cross the line into abuse. Mm-hmm. And so knowing that that's not necessarily okay either.
Well, when correction turns into you holding something over someone,
right,
or control over someone because of their mistake,
right,
that's when the abuse happens.
Right.
Because that person now feels obligated to do what you want them to do, and you keep raising the bar.
Right.
So a lot of times what I noticed with employers and authority figures, it's not even an employer, but an authority figure, who I've had above me, is they'll set a bar for, this is where I need you.
Right.
And then you work, and then they knock you down. They work, knock you down. Well, finally you work, and you leap up and you hit that bar.
Right.
Well, then all of a sudden the bar's up here.
Right.
They've moved it because they can't have you equal with them.
Right.
They can't have you at the same day. Right. So their only way of knowing that you're not going to take their job, or that you're not going to be smarter than them or something, is to keep you knocked down a notch so you're never there. Or if you get to that point, to raise the bar so you're still not there.
Right.
And that type of world to be in, I've been there.
Yeah.
It sucks. I mean, you go home defeated. You don't, they clock out and they're done.
Right.
But you go home and you take all that negativity with you, and your wife experiences, your kids experience, and all that stuff, and they have no idea what kind of effect they affect. You lose sleep because of a mistake you made. Now your boss reamed your throat for it, and it was something that could have been handled completely different.
Right.
And the outcome of the mistake is not going to change no matter which way they handle it.
Right.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting the years to come. I see workforce and work world changing drastically. I've been watching a lot of different stuff on just the workforce and the work world, and there used to be corporate ladders to climb. There used to be ladders and work to climb, and that's almost been eliminated in a lot of aspects. I watched this thing the other day that there was this guy. He's 26, 27.
Yeah.
And he said, I've changed jobs 3 times this year.
In a year?
In a year. And he's talking to, what it is somebody's like 26, 27, talking to somebody who's like 50.
Okay.
50, 55, right?
Right.
And this guy's like, I worked for the same company for 20 years.
Right.
I climbed my way through it. I became CEO, and then I retired.
Right.
I'm on the verge of retirement.
Right.
He goes, that's how you do it. And this guy says, really? Because I started a job in January making $42,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
While I was working that job, another job came up for a different company doing the exact same thing, but they paid $62,000 a year. And so I left that job and I got a $20,000 raise for just moving to a different company.
Doing the same thing.
Doing the same exact thing. Right. He goes, and then 6 months into that, another company had a job opening doing the same exact thing, paying $80,000 a year.
Right.
He goes, so I took that. And he said, now, who else can say that they got a $18,000 raise in 9 months from any job they've ever worked? Nobody. So while you say, and he was talking to this other guy, and he's like, while you say that, well, you need to have job loyalty to a company. Why is that? Because the majority of companies out there right now don't have job loyalty to their employees.
No.
As soon as they hit financial hardships, they fire half their workforce.
Yeah.
So where's that? And where's that type of thing at? Well, it's because that we've lost that in a work world of the bosses respecting and building up their employees. So we've lost longevity employees, and that way of thinking is almost gone. I mean, companies pop up and go away that fast nowadays. Yeah. I mean, you know how many tech companies I've seen who have started up? I've watched started up, had tens of millions of dollars to invest, hired all these people for $150,000, $250,000 a year to work. They worked for 2 years, and then something happened with the project, and they shut it all down.
Yeah.
That person running that business might think of his employees, but you know what? More than anything, he thinks about, is this project going to work or not? And when he decides to shut it down, guess what? All those employees don't have jobs.
It was funny because I actually, running through that, because I've been on the other side of that. Like I worked for, once I got out of the service, I only had one job between, I had one job between the service and going to work for Swanson. The company doesn't even exist anymore. That part of it doesn't even exist anymore. But I only had one job. But I worked for them for 17 years. And I did that. I worked my way up. And then one thing happened and it was done. And I was, so I can, but inside of the 17 years that I worked for them, I had 9 different jobs. So it was basically every year and a half, almost 2 years. Like I had one of the jobs for 6 years. I was a location manager, sales and distribution manager for one location for 6 years. So I had 8 other jobs in 10 years. So, so I worked my way up and I liked the bonus structure. I made plenty of money doing it. But I can also see the other side of it because I think Joe, Sarah's husband, he basically has to bid project to project because he's a IT guy, right? Yeah. And so none of his jobs are all short-term contracts.
Yeah.
So he has to keep moving, bidding different stuff out. And why not go for, there is no loyalty there. You're not long term.
Yep.
You're not going to be doing this forever. And that's the world we're kind of going into. So it is suspending that old way versus new way. I do think there are things that we need to carry over with building up employees. And like, I would stay for somebody that cares about me and renew a contract maybe for a little bit less if I know that that supervisor is somebody that actually I can work with rather than taking more money and working for the asshole.
Yeah, because job environment is important. You know, another thing I think is played into this whole factor of the younger generations changing jobs. Hold on one second.
We're tapping the wall.
Okay. Something else I think that has played into this whole scenario of younger generation switching jobs so often is we have a big facility in this town that a lot of people work at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's some people who've worked at that place for 20 years making $22, $23 an hour.
Right.
They've been there that long and that's all they make right now. Or that's what they make right now.
Right.
Their new hiring rate is like $18.90 or $19 an hour starting.
Right.
For somebody who has no experience whatsoever. And within 6 months can get up to a $2 raise.
Yeah.
So you're telling me somebody who has no experience, straight out of high school or you know, can jump into a job, work there for less than a year and be making $1 less than the person who's been working there for 20 years. That's what's wrong.
Right.
So the fact is no, these yes. The fact is that you don't, that's where the company is not showing respect in their employees.
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not showing. They're not respecting their employees. I mean, they're not going to give all their people who's been there 20, 25 years raises and give them that kind of thing. No. So, and I understand that being a business owner.
Yeah.
But you know what incentive is there for younger people to actually stay at a job?
Well, that's the sad thing is you have to, if you do want the raises, if you do want the increases, you have to jump around.
You do.
You have to look at other things. That is a bored young man over there.
It is.
Just the wobbly head. We got like 10 minutes, buddy, and we'll be all done.
Okay, 10 minutes.
You can survive that long? He's dying. He's dying.
Yeah.
I love your kids, man.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. So just that whole thing in the work world, man. And it's not just the work world; it's all around.
Well, I was thinking about, it's funny. You're back to one of the things you said. Like we talked about people holding things over people's head. Like I'm going to hold you back. You've got this standard. I actually have a family member. She'd never get it. My grandma is like that. Unless you owe her, she's not going to ask you for anything. And she feels like she has a little black book that everybody in our family is in who owes her money. And it's a little black book. Well, I vowed I was never going to be in that book. I was never going to owe her because I didn't want that. So there's a different, like she has a really hard time asking for my help with anything. I want to help her. I want to be that way. But I also see her with some of my cousins. She has an expectation. She expects that they will help her. She expects that they are going to do things for her because they're in her book.
Yeah.
Because they owe her, right? And if they don't jump, there's not and she does okay, but if they don't respect her wishes and do it like now, she's angry. She's upset.
Yeah, and I hope to never feel that way. I hope to never feel like if I help someone out that I didn't expect them to drop everything for me at any point in time.
Right.
I've been showed a lot of grace and a lot of love from people my whole life.
Right.
And being able to, I've had people like that.
Yeah.
Who are dead set on, well, now you owe me.
Right.
And I've had other people who don't.
Are those pictures or paintings?
You
Those
see
are-
me talking? They're paintings. Ish.
Oh.
I don't know. We don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Just finger out your nose. Everybody gets to see that. Don't do
As I
that.
say, that's going out to the whole world to see.
Yeah, everybody's going to watch this on YouTube.
You know that? It's on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it I'm a little distracted, sorry.
That's
a
Really? I would have never guessed.
We're going to have a fun day today, aren't we, boys? We're going to hang out with me.
Dad.
You know they all hear you, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you say, they hear you.
Yeah. Your dad will be able to play it back for you later, and you'll be able to hear your own voice. Well, coming out of your tablet, your iPad.
Is there anything you'd like to say? Nope. What are you excited about when this is over? What are you excited to go do?
Go to Under the Sun or maybe the ice cream store.
Well, the ice cream
Does
store, huh?
Under the Sun have toppings?
No.
So you want to go to like Froyo and get toppings for your little bit of frozen yogurt or ice cream? Do you like the toppings more, or do you like the ice cream more?
Toppings.
Toppings. That does not surprise me at all. Little bit
What kind of toppings you gonna put on there?
Well, I was gonna put on M&Ms.
M&Ms are good.
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Yeah.
Gummy bears are good.
Do you like the sour gummy bears? Yeah, you like the sour ones? The ones that make your face go pucker them all up. James likes those kind. I don't really care for them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the ones I like, they really make me
Yeah.
sour. My tummy's sour
Yeah.
too.
Hey, I got a question for you, buddy. So your sister's getting married in 2 days. What do you think?
I know that.
Tell me about it. What do you think? Is it crazy?
I'm just gonna eat the candy.
You're just gonna eat the candy? What about the cake? You like the cake? Do you like cake?
Well, I only like the cake on my birthday.
Oh, on your birthday.
Yeah, because I get chocolate chip cake.
Yeah? My favorite kind of cake is carrot cake. It's a little healthy. Not at all. Yeah. So, all right, man. We're gonna
finish up.
We're gonna finish up. Give us.
We'll be done in just a few minutes.
Give
Okay?
us like 2-3 minutes.
You shouldn't put your phone on the ground because I might step on it.
Okay.
Okay. Be careful.
All right.
That is great. And yeah, I hope. It's funny because that's the quietest I think I've ever seen ever seen him
Ever.
is just in that. But it's good. It's
Yeah.
good stuff. So
Dad,
You-
before we leave,
yeah.
can we go play over there for
You can go play over there right now if you want to.
Dad?
Yeah. Yeah, there's nobody over there. You can go play.
Oh.
Okay. And there he goes.
Yep.
Love them.
Love them.
Love them. I mean, that's it.
They are.
You know?
Yeah, they just, you're not going to ever fully control any young kid.
Yeah.
And the more you try, I mean, there's boundaries and respect lines and all that stuff. But
Right.
the more you try to control their every movement, the more you're just going to be more upset.
Well, that's the also understanding the difference between the two.
Mhm.
Like they need different things.
They do.
They need different things from you. Employees need different things from employer. Kids need different things from parents. Even our friendships, they need different things from us. Like we can say different things to each other, and it's a whole different thing. So, it's one of those. But hey, we're there, man.
We are.
We are
We're
there.
there.
So throw it to you, man. Final thoughts. What do you think?
Final thoughts are a couple things today. So one on the topic we were talking about. Final thoughts really are just don't. If you wouldn't, I know I say this all the time, but if you wouldn't want it done to you,
Yeah.
don't do it to someone else. Because if it would make you feel down, it would make you feel bad, then doing it to that person, treating them lesser than,
Right.
is going to make them feel the same way if somebody does it to you.
Yeah.
And on the second thing I would say is just be real in life. You can't control every moment.
No.
You know?
No.
Having my boys here today, and Declan coming over, and that's just real life, man. Don't be ashamed of your real life. Be who you are, and don't be ashamed of what really goes on every day in your life.
Well, I think that's a huge thing, more than anything, and that actually applies, I think, across work, real life, whatever. Just be real. Just be who you are. Protect those around you. Like, I don't, I have moods. I got to choose my mood. I got to choose the way I'm thinking about things, but I'm choosing. But I'm also going to be real. Like, you and I've talked about good days, bad days. We've talked about, and in that, being who you are. And I mean, like I said, I love your kids. They are pretty fantastic. They are very different.
They are very different.
And treating them the way they need to be treated so that they continue to be the very different people they are. And that, I don't care who it is. Like I said, employee, employer, kids, friends, whatever, treat them well. Understand how they would want to be, how they take it, Yeah. So, no, it's good stuff, man.
Yep.
We're looking forward to the celebration on Saturday.
Yes.
It'll be good. I know lots of people are excited. I actually am most excited for you for Sunday.
Yeah. After I'm finished the cleanup Sunday, I get to actually sit down.
Right.
And just take it all in.
Yeah.
And it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll still have family in town, but we end up not having anybody stay at our house.
Oh,
so
okay.
Everybody has their own Airbnbs or whatever. So that's kind of nice,
Right.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to like a week from now. Honestly, I'm looking forward to after the hustle and bustle's gone, and we're in a new month, in a new stage of life. Really,
Right.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as I say, I think it's the days after. I guess realistically, you're going to have cleanup. You're still going to have family. You got the aftermath of it. And there it takes a little bit to settle in. But that's what I said, I'm looking forward to the calm before the next storm because there's other things brewing.
There's
other things brewing for
there
you,
is.
too. So the calm before the next storm.
That's it. So.
All right, folks, it's been another episode of Distracted Thoughts. We appreciate it very much. We enjoy doing this and hope you enjoy it as well. So with that, I think we'll let you all go.
All right.